What's up, KGS Headmaster here, and welcome to the weekly quiz on food. Now, you might have judged by the by the pic, the profile pic that came up there. There was just me sitting there, shirt tie as usual. Little did you know that I will be donning the apron. Now, this is there you go. It's a little present from one of my former staff, Mr. Keneally, who knew that Santa Claus was a Crystal Palace fan, and that actually he made aprons for those people that occasionally venture into the kitchen. Now, normally I wouldn't make myself anything more than a ham sandwich, maybe a yogurt, a glass of something, maybe a chocolate biscuit to follow. And you all know that that is a Tunnock's caramel wafer, right? So I don't even need to go there. I do have one or two meals up my sleeve. I'm not too shabby at the omelettes. I have an omelette. Now I can flip a mean pancake. I have a fish dish that I can do. I could probably manage sausage and mash. I'm not a gastronome. I love food. That's why I've had it this week's topic. A lot of you have as well. Great to see you all out there. So do say hi. Tessa, first in. Tessa, hi, how are you? Glad you enjoyed the videos this week. Thanks for all the comments. Always great to give you a shout out. Johnny, thank you for the comment on the apron. You know, it is the best apron if you love Christmas, you love Crystal Palace, and you're a bit of a charlatan in the kitchen. That's true. You probably have never eaten anything I've ever cooked. I keep it close to my chest. But we do know who the real chef in our family is, and it isn't me. Hi, Nelson. Great to see you too. Thanks for joining in. We've got a lot of people joining for the quiz, so do drop a like. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. We're trying to hit 600 before the end of term. That's kind of my personal target. So if you've got anyone else out there, you know, hasn't subscribed, but they do watch, drop a like, drop a comment. And if you're out there today doing the quiz, then drop me a comment so I know you're out there. We'll know how many people we've got and we'll know where to start. We've got our usual build-up of team. But you know what? It's so hot today. So I wasn't going to go for a big costume today. I wasn't going to go for the big Doctor Who scarf. I thought about the sunglasses, but thought, you know, actually, to be honest with you, I had trouble seeing you last time. I had trouble kind of seeing what was going on. I was wearing the sunglasses for effect with the cricket hat, if you remember, and that was a couple of weeks ago. And yeah, I struggled with that. So I thought anything that keeps me cool. So I think I've done well to put a tie on, to be honest. I'm sure you're all sitting there, and you should be, in shorts, T-shirts with a nice cold drink. I hope you're all relaxing and you've had a really lovely day and a great week. Ollie Kemp, great to see you, Ollie. And yes, Nelson, it's not a great time to tell me you're a Liverpool fan, particularly the beating that you gave Crystal Palace in the week. And it was a beating. If it had been a boxing match, the referee would have stopped it. You think the Bond costume was best? Thanks, Tess. I thought, yeah, I enjoyed that. I do enjoy, you know, I've always tried to enjoy just dressing up from what I've got in the house, not trying to buy stuff in. Maybe that's for next year. Maybe next year I'll have to get some more costumes, or maybe just ask for some Christmas presents with a greater diversity of use. But so it's really good. Ollie's drinking tea. Wow, Ollie, that's brave. I've just finished now I would normally drink tea and coffee all day, and I was this morning, but I got to about 1 o'clock and it was just cold water all the way with ice. Izzy, hi, how are you, Izzy? Great to see you. Thanks for joining in. I hope you had a great week too. So guys, should we get going with the quiz? What I'm going to do, so this is lots of multiple choice, not completely, but lots of multiple choice. I'm going to do foods from around the world. So we're going to do European foods, then we're going to do Asian foods, then we're going to do South American, and then we're going to finish on African foods. So some stuff you've heard of, or some stuff you vaguely recognize, think I could guess at that, and some stuff you'll be thinking, as was I when I did the research for this. But thank you as ever to my research assistant, Alice. Big shout out to my research assistant who does the work to make sure that I've got all the spellings correct and all the pronunciations and a good variety of questions that's accessible for all. Should have saved that for World War II week. Absolutely. I think probably right, Tessa, I think. Here we go. So let's kick off with round one, question one. Always happy to repeat, as you know. Let's go for the Europeans. I think first 5 questions. On start of a 10, you're going to get this, right? Which type of mince is traditionally used in a shepherd's pie? Is it A, lamb mince, B, beef mince, or C, pork mince? I'm afraid there aren't many vegetarian questions in. There are some, but apologies to any vegetarians out there that there will be a lot of meaty questions, and that's no pun intended. So shepherd's pie, is it lamb, A, is it beef, B, or is it pork, C? Question 2. According to Italian legend or folklore, Why is the pizza margherita named so? Is it named after the town from which it originated? Is it after the person who made it? Or is it named after the first person it was made for? So the pizza margherita, is it A, where it originated, B, the first person who made it, or C, the first person it was made for? Question 3. Now, a few of you might have been to Russia with me, and if you haven't, you'll enjoy that trip if it gets, I'm sure it will go ahead in the future. Fantastic trip to Moscow and St. Petersburg, and I've mentioned it before. But if you go, you'll have a dish called borscht, okay, borscht. And yeah, you have to say it with that kind of, as if you're one of the Muppet-style characters. It's got a very deep accent to it, borscht, okay? It's one of the most famous dishes from the Ukraine, eaten all across Russia and that region, which is obviously an enormous region. So we're into the European half of Russia, bearing in mind that half it's in Europe, half it's in Asia. But what's the main component of borscht? Is it A, celery, B, potato, or C, beetroot? A, celery, B, potato, or C, beetroot? Your mum knew it. Fantastic. Tessa, get your mum in the quiz every week. She's going to have a few weeks over the summer to prep. So you guys knew it, right? Okay, you're all over it. Well, I'm not going to have to give you any clues now. I was going to give you a clue. There's a little clue yeah, but I'm not going to give you any clues. If you know it, if you're all there, I'm just waiting for Izzy and Gemma and others to all pop up and go, yeah. You didn't even need to give us any options. We didn't need ABC. We knew that one. Brilliant. Question 4. Which European country has fermented shark as a national dish? I'm not in favor of that dish, by the way. Just point that out. But it is their national dish. Which country has fermented shark as a national dish? Is it A, Finland, B, Iceland, or C, Norway? Do we need a clue on that one? Okay, fermented shark, national dish, A, Finland, B, Iceland, C, Norway. And question 5. This one, this is the toughie, okay? This is the toughie. There's no multiple choice on this one. Ollie, you asking for a little clue on question 4? I think you've got to think about the connection with KGS, why I might have come up with that question. A, Finland, B, Iceland, C, Norway. Okay, hopefully that's kind of given you a little hint. Question 5. What is the common name for the sweet treat made of starch and sugar, also known as lokum? What's the common name? What would we normally call the sweet treat, or the sweet made of starch and sugar and then flavored, that is also known as lokum? Okay, as ever, we're going to do 10 questions and then go back and mark them. So let me know if you need any of 1 to 5 repeated while I kick off 6 to 10. And if you ask for any of 1 to 5, I will obviously go back and read it again. Fingers crossed, you're all scoring well. A lot of kind of quiet confidence out there, which is good. So question 6, and these are questions 6 to 10 are on Asia. The first evidence we have of physical chopsticks is from roughly 1200 BC. And they were used, we think, for cooking. But what were they made out of? Is it A, wood, B, iron, or C, bronze? So the first ever chopsticks that we've got evidence for, 1200 BC, it's going back a bit, but what were they made from? A, wood, B, iron, or C, bronze? Question 7. What is the key ingredient in a dal? D-A-L, a dal dish or a dal curry dish. It's a recipe that originated in India, hence it's just known sometimes as a curry, but it's specifically a dal. Okay, is it A, chickpeas, B, lentils, or C, eggplant? Eggplant, very American, that isn't it? Eggplant. Got a few Americanisms in here. Okay, question 8. Which staple Korean dish has a base of cabbage? So which well-known Korean dish has a base of cabbage? Is it A, kimchi? Is it B, bulgogi? Or is it C, sundae? Okay. Cabbage, Korean dish. A, kimchi. B, bulgogi. Or C, sundae? Or sundai? Sundae, I think. Again, that quiet confidence exuding from everybody. Get on with it, Sel. We've got these. We've got them nailed. Crack on with question 9. Come on. I want to get out in the sunshine. Here we go. Question 9. What food, when preserved in, what common food, when preserved in clay, ash, salt, quicklime, and rice hulls for several weeks or months, then becomes a Chinese delicacy? Is it A, duck, B, egg, or C, beans? Oh, no, there was no, you're absolutely right, Tessa. There was no multiple choice for question 5. Question 5 was the toughie. So what is locum better known as? That's, you know, I always going to go up in order of difficulty. That was the toughie. But just think sugar, starch, and flavoring. I'm trying to think of a food that might be made up of those ingredients. Known as locum, but better known as. So question 9 again. What food preserved in clay, ash, salt, quicklime, and rice hulls for several weeks or months results in a Chinese delicacy? Is it A, duck, B, eggs, or C, beans? Can we have a clue for 9? Ooh, it gets a very specific name. I'm not sure I can. Oh, what would you wrap? What? Think about out of those 3 foods, which one you're more likely to be able to wrap up in something for a while and then unpeel it to look at what's left behind. Duck, egg, or beans? I think that's the best clue I could give you, Ollie. I'll probably think of a better one later on. Question 10. From which country does sambal, S-A-M-B-A-L, sambal, a chili sauce, originate from? So sambal, chili sauce, is that A, Indonesia, B, the Philippines, or C, Cambodia? Now don't forget, again, they get more difficult. 1, 2, 3, you're flying, you're thinking, I've got this. Then 4, 5, 6 come along, you're thinking, and then 7, 8, 9. Okay, so any repeats before I go through the answers for 1 to 10? Anybody want to have another? Again, look, I've got 13 groups watching. A little bit lower than normal, but I imagine the sun is having a bit to do with that. I imagine it's quite tough for you to come inside. So I appreciate everybody that's come in to watch today and joining the quiz. It's great to have you with us. But I've only got 2 likes. Now, again, is that because you're reserving your likes until whether you see if you like the quiz or not? Or is that just because you forget to click like? I always look, when I watch my own YouTube videos, I always make sure I watch it and I click a like. I would rarely not click a like. I don't do the thumbs down thing. I might subscribe to a channel. But I always think it's strange if you see someone's had 30,000 views but only 100 likes. Does that mean 29,900 people didn't like it? But maybe that's just YouTube. Maybe this is me getting used to the culture of how these things work. But I hope I'm doing okay. Okay, let's go through the answers. Number 1, shepherd's pie is A, lamb mince. Question 2. Look, my likes have gone up to 4 straight away. Look, I knew it was worth saying something. Thank you to the people that just added a like. There we go. I'm going to watch them rock it up now and be delighted. So thank you. So it's lamb mince. Question 2. The pizza margherita is not where it originated. And some people are watching in the garden. Thank you, Michelle. Very nice. With a glass, I hope, and keeping nice and cool under the umbrella. Yeah, very good. I thought about doing this from the garden, but I was worried that if the reception dropped, if I was stretching the Wi-Fi signal, we had that problem a couple of weeks ago. I didn't want to run the risk, so I'm doing it from indoors. But I've got the doors open. I've got a nice breeze coming through. I'm just wearing a few layers, but it's all for effect, right? So nice to hear that some of you are in the garden enjoying. What did I get to? Pizza margherita. It's not where it came from. It's not the first person who made it. It's who it was made for. It was named because it was cooked for Queen Margherita of Savoy, who was made 3 pizzas when she visited Naples. And she said this was her favorite because it had the Italian flag, the green basil, the white mozzarella, the red tomatoes. So she said it was her favorite, so they named it after her, Queen Margherita. So C. Borscht, You all got this. Again, it's C, it's beetroot. So it's a beetroot soup, very red in color, rich in color. Put some cream on top or some sour cream maybe. It's a beautiful soup. Do we get an extra point if we knew it was for a queen? What you do is Queen Margherita of Savoy. I'll give you a half if you said Queen Margherita. I'll give you a full bonus if you said Queen Margherita of Savoy. How's that, Nelson? That's tough, isn't it? I know. I'm demanding. I'm sorry. I just have to be. So borscht is beetroot. C. The fermented shark national dish is Iceland. The clue there was the link with KGS. And of course, Mrs. Humphrey, big fan of Iceland, takes a trip to Iceland. I don't think we go to Finland or Norway. So hopefully that was clue enough for you to think, Iceland, that's somewhere we know about. And question 5, locum is better known as Turkish delight. Half a point for Nelson. So you said Queen Margherita. Do you know, that's still good knowledge, Nelson. I probably would have guessed that, but I wouldn't have known the exact answer unless I've been doing the research. So definitely take that half point. It could make all the difference at the end, right? So I keep looking at the comments, looking at the camera, looking at the screen. So forgive me if I look like I'm all over the place today. It's not the heat. It's just keeping up with everything that's going on. So locum is Turkish delight. What about that? Did you know that? There we go. So that's the first 5. Question 6. Now you would have guessed this from the time period. The clue is not that chopsticks are normally made of wood. The clue is 1200 BC. It's got to be bronze, right? It's the Bronze Age, So that's where that would have kicked in. Question 7. A dal is with lentils, and I think anybody who enjoys curries and very similar dishes would have hopefully got that or known. There's some really great, actually vegetarian and meat versions, but the vegetarian dals with lentils, beautiful. The staple Korean dish with cabbage is kimchi. And of course, we all know that. We've got a strong Korean community in the area. So kimchi will be a food that's familiar to many of us, I hope. The food that's preserved in clay, ash, salt, quicklime, rice hulls is an egg. It's known as the century egg. It basically becomes marbled in color. So everything, it absorbs all the things that it's been wrapped in to create this great Chinese delicacy. So it's an egg. And finally, question 5, sambal, the chili sauce, comes from Indonesia. A. So how are we doing? Scores on the doors, people, please. Do we have 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10? Did we struggle? Do we have 7, 8, 9, 10? Did we find it too easy? How are we doing? They make those in Thailand as well. The century, yeah, absolutely, yeah. It is a Chinese delicacy, but China's not the only place you would get it. Absolutely right, Nelson. 10.5, Nelson. Izzy 10, Johnny 8, Tess 9.5. I think I've done some good quizzes. I think I've done some where I think the guys will learn a lot from this. I'm thinking, wow, your food knowledge is beyond what I expected it to be. You've done incredibly well. And Gemma 10.5 as well. Gemma, good to see you. That's 10.5 out of 11, right? Because we gave a full bonus, so make sure we get that. I know Gemma's very keen on making sure we got the correct scores. Great to see you, Gemma. Haven't heard from Miss Williams yet. Haven't heard from Miss Humphrey. Sometimes they're a little bit shy if they're scoring a bit lower than obviously all you students. They're very proud of the fact that they're thinking those are my students doing well. The last one, yes, sorry, Ollie. Yeah, it was Indonesia. Well said, Tessa. Yeah, the last one was Indonesia. You guys just chat amongst yourselves. I'll chat to brilliant, brilliant. I think it's fantastic. So Indonesia. So Ollie, what does that make your score if the last one was Indonesia? I mean, crikey, we got 8 is the lowest score so far. We've got 8 up to 10.5. So I'm hoping that a few of you were on 5, 6, 7 because that's where I would have been. I'm now feeling. Was that a... Go on, Ollie, finish your sentence. Go on, don't leave us in suspense. Okay, let's crack on with question 11 to 15, and then I'll follow up with Ollie's comment in a minute if I can, and we'll get his score. So we're going to move on to South America. Question 11. Where did the popular... Oh, he means A. Was that A? Oh, capital A. Nelson, thank you. Do you know? Yeah, it was A. Yes, it was. Sorry, Ollie. It was A. Yeah. You're all helping me out today. Maybe it is the heat. Yeah, good job. Thank you, Nelson. Was that A? I was thinking there was a sentence on pause there. Nelson, no, sir. He means, was it A? Tessa, yes, it was. So Ollie's got 9 out of 10. You've got great scores. You guys are scoring phenomenally well. Michelle hasn't told me her score. Okay, we'll pause there. I'm assuming she's got 10 out of 10. or 10 out of 11, as Gemma would point out. So, South America. Where did the popular seafood dish ceviche originate from? Ceviche. It's when something is marinated, so it's raw fish marinated, typically in lime or other kind of citric kind of juices. To it kind of gets cooked by the juices rather than cooked by the heat. So ceviche. Oh, was it A, Peru, B, Chile, or C, Bolivia? A, Peru, B, Chile, or C, Bolivia? Question 2. Unbelievably, and this is true, not for me, llama is eaten across South America, and in Argentina they have a specific stew called cazuela de llama. I'm not a fan. Just what are the other main ingredients in cazuela de llama? Is it A, beans and leek? Is it B, sweet potato and onion? Or is it C, carrot and Andean potatoes? Now, don't ask me what an Andean potato is. I don't know. I put it in there as an option, or should I say my researcher put it in there as an option, but I've got to be absolutely upfront with you. I know what a sweet potato is. I know what all different types of potatoes are. I don't know an Andean, unless it's a potato from the Andes. That just occurred to me. Yeah, do you know, it's kind of when in Rome, isn't it? If you were in Argentina and someone said, oh, here's a stew. So when I was out in Africa, and I've talked to you about this before, when I was in Ghana, and they served goat stew as a great delicacy. Now, if I'm in England and someone said, oh, here's a menu, do you want some goat stew? But when you're in Ghana and they say, this is what we're eating, and you think, that's what they have. And of course you can object if you had a particular, I think I would object to the Icelandic dish of fermented shark. I think I would say, I'll have fish and chips. But yeah, I think if you're in Argentina, you're probably right, Johnny. Here we go. So question, where are we? 13. What is the main ingredient in a chivito or quivito, a staple dish in Uruguay? Is it A, goat, just been mentioned in reference to Ghana, B, beef, or C, chicken? So chivito, a staple dish in Uruguay. Is it A, goat, B, beef, or C, chicken? Ollie would give it a go. They sell it at Surbiton Farmers Market. Which one, Tessa? Which one do they sell? Do they sell the llama stew, or is it the goat? I'm going to have to go to Surbiton Farmers Market to check this out. I'm not saying I'll buy it, but I would be intrigued. I would be hugely intrigued. Wow, it's warm, isn't it? And Ollie is from Uruguay. Okay, so you know this one, Ollie, right? We didn't know, did we? If I'd have known we had people from Uruguay in our midst, a goat, do they really? So I didn't have to go all the way to Ghana for goat stew. I could have just got it in Surbiton. The things you learn doing the quiz. Here we go. What is the name, question 14, of the traditional Venezuelan/Colombian white corn cake? So it's a traditional cake in Venezuela and Colombia. Is it A, arepa, A-R-E-P-A? Is it B, pan de jamon, as in ham, pan de jamon, P-A-N, then D-E, then J-A-M-O-N? Or is it C, golfeados, which is golf, as in golf club, with E-A-dos on the end? So is it arepa, pan de jamon, or golfeados? What do you think of my accent? Don't comment. Okay. I shouldn't have even asked the question, right? As someone that studied French, German, and Latin at school, but has since traveled a lot and always tries the language, whenever I do try a bit of language, wherever I am in the world, I think they always appreciate it. We've talked about this before, but I also think they have a wry smile in thinking, the way you just pronounce that doesn't quite mean what you think it means, but at least I'm giving it a go. Here we go. Question 15, bolo do rolo. I'm not going to give up on this. Bolo do rolo. I'm going to keep going with the accent. I think it's worth trying. Is a typical Brazilian dessert that consists of very thin layers of cake being wrapped with layers of A, chocolate, B, dulce de leche. We like that. We like dulce de leche. I'm not saying it's the answer, by the way. Just saying we like dulce de leche. Or C, guava. Okay. Bolo de rolo, layers of cake in Brazil with layers of chocolate, dulce de leche, or guava? Thank you, Michelle. I think it's very small on my screen, but I hope what I can see on my screen in terms of an icon or an emoji is just a little clap, which I appreciate. If it's not, and it's actually another sign that's saying you're rubbish, then, well, I thank you for your feedback. But I think it's a positive one. So thank you, Michelle. It's very kind. And here we go. The last 5 questions. This is on Africa. So question 16. Which nut is the base of a staple African soup? Is it A, the cashew nut, B, the peanut, or C, almond? Okay. African soup, staple ingredient, or the base of this staple African soup, is it a cashew nut, a peanut, or an almond? Question 17. I'm struggling with this one. In which country are fried mopane worms a popular street food? Now, I'm not struggling with the pronunciation. I'm struggling with the idea that a fried mopane worm is a popular street food. Okay, having seen some street foods in certain parts of the world, in Singapore, in China, in parts of Africa, there are just some things that your Western palate doesn't want to, adopt. Is it A, Zimbabwe, B, Chad, or C, Angola? Izzy's had them. Izzy, you have had fried mopane worms. Was that in Zimbabwe or was it in another country where they were saying moonbeam? Is that how you pronounce it? I've been saying mopane. Is it moonbeam? Or is that something else? Oh, mopane worms. Oh, okay, right, yeah. Okay, yeah, mopane worms. You've had mopane worms. Wow. Was it nice? Come on, Izzy, reveal all. Did you have it because you had to have it, because you wanted to have it? Was it just trying and having a go, or did you scoff them down? What was the experience? Share, Izzy. Fried mopane worms. Was it Zimbabwe? Was it Chad? Was it Angola? Okay. Izzy's got an advantage there, so listen to what she says carefully. 18. A milk tart is a Southern African tart with what sprinkled on top? Is it A, nutmeg, B, cinnamon, or C, mixed spice? Okay. A milk tart, a Southern African tart with what sprinkled on top? A, nutmeg, B, cinnamon, or C, mixed spice? Sounds nice though, whichever way they go. Maybe mixed spice wouldn't be the way to go, but it could still be the answer. Who knows? Question 19. Lamd maracad is an essential ingredient in Moroccan cuisine. It's a pickled fruit, but what fruit? Is it apricot, orange, or lemon? Lamd maracad, essential ingredient in Moroccan cuisine. It's a pickled fruit, but is it A, an apricot, B, an orange, or C, a lemon? Gemma says, my mum's milk tart is the best. Do you have that? I've never, do you know, until I didn't even know what that was. And there's people saying, yeah, I've had mopane worms. Oh, they serve goat curry in Surbiton. Oh, my mum makes great milk tart. She'll have to make me one when lockdown. I feel as if I've been living, I'm talking about food and eating in all these great places. And I love having great meals and trying different things. I now feel as if I've had a sheltered existence for the last kind of 40, 50 years. You guys saying, yeah, we've had that. Gosh, I feel like I haven't lived. Can I repeat question 16? Of course I can, Izzy. Which nut is the base of a staple African soup? Is it A, the cashew, B, the peanut, or C, an almond? Every Christmas. I look forward to that, Gemma. I'm sure your mum will be delighted that I've now requested a milk tart for my Christmas gift. Ollie's never heard of them either. Right, you and me both, Ollie. But then again, you were telling me you're from Uruguay. So again, I feel slightly kind of out of my depth in a quiz that I'm supposed to be in charge of. I feel like I should be handing it over to you guys and you could be asking me the questions. Here we go. Last question. Question 20. Ugali so Ugali. Ugali is a type of maize flour porridge, but where does it originate from? Is it A, Ethiopia, B, Tanzania, or C, Kenya? Ugali, maize flour porridge that originates from A, Ethiopia, B, Tanzania, or C, Kenya. Yeah, Tessa, you can't tell me you feel the same as me. Your mum knew about goat curry or goat stew at the farmer's market. So even your horizons are broader than mine, and that was just down the road in Surbiton, and I should have known all about that. But I don't know if I ever go to the farmer's market. I see it, and it looks nice, but I'm always busy on a Saturday. So either getting down to Dittonfield or rushing off to some event somewhere or driving the children around to whatever they've got to do, or combination of all the above. So I often see the market and think, oh, that would be nice. Might want to down have a coffee, look at the cheeses. Never get there. Never get there. Now, some of you live very close to that. So some of you probably go there all the time. There we go. Anybody need any questions repeated, or I'm going to start giving you the answers to 11 to 20, and we'll see who wins. Now, last week, you may have noticed that I gave out some commendations. I gave you a standard commendation or good conduct award or whatever it was if you did well, and I gave you a heads commendation if you did very well. So I'm going to do the same this week. I should have been doing that from the start. It didn't occur to me I should be giving out more prizes, but there you go. But if you've done particularly well in previous weeks and you think you've missed out on one, tell me, and I'll be very happy to give you one. Just let me know. Okay. Not anymore in lockdown. Yeah, true. But lockdown will end. It will come to an end, and then we'll all kind of be able to get into Surbiton again for some goat stew. Don't you worry, Tessa. Here we go. Question 11. The popular seafood dish ceviche originates from Peru. So that was A. Llama, eaten across South America with either, was it beans and leeks or sweet potato and onion? It was the one I didn't know. It was carrot and Andean potatoes. So it's C. The main ingredient in chavito, a staple dish in Uruguay, so I hope Ollie got this one right, was B, beef. And the traditional Venezuelan Colombian white corn cake was A, arepa. Bolo de rolo, which sounds fantastic, love this, is cake, thin layers of cake layered with guava. So that was C. Question 16. The base of the staple African soup. Ollie got it. Well done, Ollie. That's it. When you come from Uruguay, you know Uruguay. It's just a thing, right? The base of the staple African soup was B, the peanut. Bit misleading because you might have thought, wow, we all know peanut's not a nut, don't we? But it is the peanut. It's a name rather than, which I think is probably why it's the staple of the soup, because we all know peanut is a legume, so it's a bean. The fried mopane worms are a popular street food in, I don't know if Izzy's going to tell us, Zimbabwe. Now, that may not have been where she had it, of course. She may have had it somewhere else. But Zimbabwe is peanuts aren't nuts. I know, Tessa, I know. And I almost said in the kind of A, B, and C, I thought we'd give it away, that they're not nuts, but it was one of the options because that is, I feel guilty now because I knew as soon as that came up as a question, that would be something that would get me in trouble. Sorry, Tessa. We didn't have an upper hand because we ate them in. You had them in Namibia. Okay, so they originate from Zimbabwe, but you had them in Namibia. No surprise there. So in a question, you said it was a nut. I know. I did say it was a nut. I said which nut, and I gave peanut. Tessa, you're going to have to forgive me on that one because it's the right answer. I just probably threw you on the wrong path with my mention earlier about peanut not being a nut, which is right. I'm going to dig a hole, aren't I? I've just got to leave that one. There. Ollie, what was 14? It was the traditional Venezuelan Colombian white corn cake is the arepa. So it's A. And where are we down to? 15, 16, 17, 18. The milk tart or the milk turt is sprinkled with cinnamon. Now, I hope that Gemma agrees with me, or more to the point, Gemma's mum agrees with me on that one. Otherwise, she's going to say, no, I make it every year, and it's absolutely the best, and I do not put cinnamon on it. I put something else on it, in which case I'll just have to stand to be corrected. But my answer is, as far as it goes, I think it's cinnamon. That's the answer on the internet anyway. 19. Lamb de maracad is pickled lemon. So C. Gemma, thank you for confirming. There you go. Whew. Slight kind of sigh of relief there. Here we go. So yes, the lamb de maracad was a pickled lemon. So C. And question 20, ugali, the maize flour porridge, is again, its answer C from Kenya. So there we go. Kenya was the last one. Anybody need any answers repeated? I've got my pen so I can write down some scores, even though they'll be on there, but just to make note of, and I'll be giving out commendations aplenty, but given you guys all kicked off on 8, 9, 10, 10 and a half, I'm expecting some big scores. I'm very hopeful this week. I think you guys have overtaken me. I think I started off as like this font of knowledge, doing quizzes. You guys sitting there going, that's really interesting, sir. Now I'm asking you questions and you're saying, oh, we know that. We could have told you that, which is great. That's how it should be. So let me know your scores. How are we getting on? Do we have any 20s? I think I'd be impressed with anything over 15. I mean, genuinely. Nelson, the second half was more difficult. I think it's the European was kind of, maybe that was a kind of good start for 10. But Nelson, 17 and a half. I'm just going to make a note of that because that's, I think that might be worthy of something. Gemma, 18 and a half. And quite rightly, Gemma, out of 21. Thank you. So Nelson, don't just tell me 17 and a half. Follow Gemma's example. How many is it out of? Tess, oh, it fell apart a bit. Tess did started well, 12 and a half, but still a good score. Johnny, 12. So Tessa, you beat Johnny, and Johnny is a very bright man. So so no shame there, and you beat him by half a point. Izzy, 14. Ollie, 14. So Gemma and Nelson, you guys could be in the box seat for HM Comms. The second half was way, way harder. Miss Williams arrived late. Look, teachers, excuses, right. But thank you for joining in, Miss Williams. Despite the fact you came late, don't forget to add a like. Don't forget to subscribe. I've still only got 8 likes for 16 groups watching. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I'll track you down. I'll track you down. Johnny says, well done, Tessa. Quite right too. Ollie, 15. Now, Ollie, if you give me, oh, he redacted his message. I didn't know you could do that. He's gone, no, that's not right. Redact. I love that. I love that. It's a great phrase. It's a word you guys don't know it or use enough, redacting. And then it comes up on this kind of form of social media. So I know what redacting means. It means deleting. So, okay, place 15. Good. Is there a quiz next week? Right, big news. I'm not sure of next week's theme. I'm not sure I'm going to do a theme or whether I'm going to do a look back at all the themes we've done or whether I'm going to do the year or just the year in lockdown. So I've got a few thoughts. Josh, good to see you. Josh, you came in, you joined in, you got the second half. The second half was hard, but thank you for joining. And my likes have gone up by 1. If that was you, Josh, or whoever that was, thank you very much indeed. That doesn't mean the other 7 of you don't like it at all, which I'll take on board as good feedback. So I'm not quite sure what the theme's going to be. The year in lockdown, the year gone by, the themes we've had, or just a new theme. But we're going to end term as planned, as I think advertised at midday. So we've got first 2 lessons on the Friday, then you've got a break, and then you've got your tutor period to just catch up with your tutors, with the class, have a bit of fun, and then finish at midday. So hopefully everyone will be set to go into the summer holidays at midday. But for those of you that want, and hopefully it'll be as many people as possible, we're going to do a 12:15 quiz. So to give you a bit of break from the end of tutor period. So rather than doing it at 4 and attaching on to the end of the day, we're going to attach it on to the end of the morning session. So 12:15 live quiz. Join in, get your friends to join in, get your parents to join in, and get some of the staff to join in. It'll be the last big event of the year before we all look forward to September. So I hope to see you then. Until then, thank you for joining in today. Thank you for being so lively with your comments. So much fun kind of hearing from you. I'm kind of delighted how much knowledge you guys have got. Johnny, it's not too early for you. We've done the time difference. It just means getting up a little bit earlier. I think 7:15 in the morning. It's worth it, right? Come on. Having said that, I understand. I do understand. On the other side of the world, it's very difficult to get up for a quiz. But I hope to see you. But thank you ever so much for today. Keep looking after yourselves, looking after your family, being kind to your friends. Over the weekend, don't worry about working well. Just be happy. Have a great weekend, everyone. I'll see you on Monday. Until then, thank you all very much. Thanks, Ollie. Headmaster out.